Good Wednesday evening, everyone, and welcome back to Weather for Weather Geeks. Some beneficial rains over the last handful of hours across the Mahoning and Shenango valleys, and thankfully, not much severe weather to speak of. So, all in all, some pretty good news, unless you had some outdoor plans that were impacted by the weather this afternoon. As of about 7:08 p.m., we still have a severe thunderstorm watch for all these counties in yellow, but the severe weather risk has pretty much ended north of the line I just drew. So even though Columbiana County technically is still in the watch, your severe weather threat has ended for the evening. We actually had a severe thunderstorm watch earlier on for Mahoning, Trumbull, Mercer, and Lawrence, and points to the north, but that was discontinued way early because the severe weather threat really wound down very quickly in those locations this afternoon. But we did have some legitimate severe weather in parts of the Great Lakes region, especially in northwest Ohio, and then in far northeast Ohio, up into Ashtabula County, up in parts of Erie and Crawford County in PA, and into the forested areas of extreme northern PA near the New York border. We did have some problems with wind and hail earlier on. But the rain has been pretty much a good thing. Now the steadiest and heaviest of the rain will be winding down here before sunset this evening. This was the radar snapshot at 10 after 7 with the steadiest and heaviest of the rain now south and east of Youngstown. But those thunderstorms that blossomed early in the afternoon that did produce some scattered severe weather also produced a lot of rain up towards the I-90 corridor from around Geneva on the Lake on eastward over into Ashtabula County right along I-90. Some radar estimates here of 5+ inches worth of rain, and some of those heavier totals did extend eastward into parts of northwestern PA as well. And locally, it's not all the rain in the world, but after a pretty dry stretch here late in the spring and early in the summer, we'll take all this. Some radar or rain gauge, I should say, totals here. These are not radar estimates, but actual rain gauges. And some of us did see up to a half an inch, even 3/4 of an inch or so worth of rain. And we'll probably see a few gauges tickle 1 inch before the evening is through. And more good news, a big change is coming our way tonight with, of course, a cold front heading our way and lower dew points. Look at the 24-hour dew point change in Chicago and over towards Grand Rapids. 10 to 20 degrees lower, those dew points. And we can expect a similar sequence of events around here as we go into, our Thursday. Some clouds around to start, but I think it'll turn mostly sunny in the afternoon. With dew points like this, lower 50s in some spots, and air temperatures in the mid-70s, that's pretty much a perfect summer day. Not exactly a pool day, a little on the cool side for that, for some of us anyway, but otherwise, no complaints about Thursday afternoon. And there'll be some local thermometers and perhaps a few car thermometers for early risers Friday morning that see the upper 40s. Not going to be surprised if we have a 48, 49, 50 degree reading in some spots to kick off Friday. Otherwise, just a beautiful day, and this will be a pool afternoon on Friday as we will warm up into the 80s, lots of sunshine, and the humidity a non-story. Now, the sequence of events beyond the daylight hours on Friday will bear some similarities to last night and today. A warm front pushes in Friday night, might be a couple of showers late at night with that, and much, much more humid on Saturday, and with another pretty potent cold front heading our way. I do think there'll be showers and storms around on Saturday, and if ingredients come together right, there may be some heavy gusty storms and a severe weather threat on Saturday. It may depend some on the cloud cover. If we have too many clouds on Saturday, we won't probably see a big severe weather day, but if we get enough holes, there's quite a few things going for us in terms of a severe weather threat Saturday. We'll talk more about that in detail on Weather for Weather Geeks both Thursday evening and Friday evening. Look how high the dew points get, though, to kick off the weekend. Thankfully, the whole weekend won't be like that. That cold front rolls through Saturday night. Dew points will drop Sunday, starting kind of elevated in the morning, probably ending up in the 50s in the afternoon. And that'll set the stage for beautiful weather to kick off next week. Monday and Tuesday to kick off July, both looking fantastic. What about the longer range? This is where we've been over the last 2 weeks. Largely, of course, warmer than the average, with a couple of days pretty close to the average, including today's high in the lower 80s. Here's where we will be over the next 10 days. Again, a little bit of back and forth through early next week, then pretty consistently warm compared to the average. Now, I wouldn't exactly call it excessively hot. I don't think we're going to see 5 out of 6 days with highs in the 90s like we did last week around the 4th of July, but I do think we'll be pretty consistently above the average, putting us squarely in the middle and upper 80s for several days around the holiday. And overall, I'm expecting July to, of course, be a hotter than average month. We talked about that some last week, and we'll do an update on the July forecast either at the end of this week or on Monday's edition of Weather for Weather Geeks. You know where to find me on all my social media outlets, including on YouTube, where most of you are watching. Thanks as always for checking out this evening's video on Wednesday evening, and I will see you right back here on Thursday.